Hello, I hope you all are good. You are doing absolutely fine. Let us begin with another lecture on vegetable poison. I hope you have already checked out the playlist of vegetable poisons. Following all the lectures, you are here for learning about Calatropis, also known as rubber brush. You must have seen this beautiful purple flowers, and I have seen this flower growing naturally. Could you believe that? And in a large amount. Mostly all the cattle, cow, goat, they try to avoid eating it. They are wise creatures. They are wise creatures, as wise as human beings. So just be there with me, and I promise you that you will fall in love with this lecture. Okay, let us know about the distribution. It is distributed all over our country, India. There are basically two varieties that are commonly observed of this Calotropis plant. First is Calotropis gigantea, in which purple flowers are present, whereas in Calotropis procra, also known as madar, here white flowers are observed, whereas in the former category, this purple flowers are observed. Okay, so don't get confused. These are the two varieties of Calotropis plants, and the differentiating factor is the color of their flower. Okay, so the active principle that is present in this plant that is basically responsible for causing harm to the mankind includes asterin, calatoxin, galactin, zeaxanthin, and calotropol. Common signs and symptoms that are observed when the juice of the Calotropis plant, there is a white milky juice that mostly comes out when the flower is plucked, or also from the leaves and other portions of Calotropis plants. So this juice is equally dangerous, is equally harmful for our skin. If it is applied there, you may observe some kind of blisters and redness and rashes on the area of application. Okay, while if it is installed in eyes willingly or unwillingly, then it will cause conjunctivitis, this kind of redness and teary eyes. Then it may be extremely dangerous for our eyes. It can cause permanent loss of vision. So these are the harms which are caused by juice of the Calotropis plants. In case it is ingested, it is equally harmful for cerebrospinal as well as the gastrointestinal tract region. Fine. Then it has some acrid bitter taste. Then it produces burning sensation in our mouth along with harm to throat and abdomen. It can be nausea, it can cause vomiting as well, along with diarrhea. So you must be aware with the consequences that will be followed by the applications of a juice, be ingested or applied on skin. It is extremely harmful in all its form. Okay, then pupils are dilated. Now you must be thinking, what is dilation of pupil? Look, have a look at this. These two aren't the normal pupil size. Okay, this is a constricted pupil while this is a dilated pupil. Dilated pupil is mostly increased in size as compared to that of the normal pupil. This black portion is known as pupil of our eye. This black portion is basically of a normal size. Okay, but in these two pictures you can clearly observe that this is quite small as compared to the normal pupil size, whereas it is larger than the normal pupil size. Means this is okay, let me remove this pen marks. This is basically a constricted pupil, whereas this is a dilated pupil. And application of juice of Calotropis plant often causes tetanic convulsion along with dilation of pupil. If a person is administered with the Calotropis poison, then their pupil will look somewhat similar to this. Now circulatory collapse must be or might be observed. I could not say must, but it might be observed, followed by death of the person. Fine. Fatal dose is still uncertain. There is no certain dose, there is no certain limit which can lead to fatality of the person. It is still undiscovered. Okay, and the fatal period is about 12 hours, less than 24 hours. The treatment that is given to the patient is mostly based on the symptoms that are caused to the patient when this Calotropis juice is administered inside their body. And gastric lavage is done. It is common. Gastric lavage is extremely common in almost all types of poison. Then demulcents and morphine can be given in order to relieve the pain. Now some post-mortem findings. Dilation of pupil is extremely common. We have discussed about it in sign and symptom slides, right? So dilated pupil are common indication of this Calotropis poisoning. And froth can be observed coming out from nostrils of the affected person. Then stomatitis, some kind of acute inflammation of the gastrointestinal tract, can be observed along with the presence of ulcers. Small ulcers will be present on the walls of gastrointestinal tract. It might be there in the stomach as well, it might be there in the small intestine as well. Okay, then viscera and brain can be congested in such cases. Congestion of your visceral organs, congestion of the brain. Viscera means all the internal organ, be it your heart, be it your stomach, it can be your liver, it can be your kidney, anything. This is all what we call viscera, right? These are some common signs and symptoms. Now if we talk about the medico legal aspects, then you must know that all the part of this plant are used for medicinal purpose. In our nation, these flowers are used as digestive stimulants as well. So every coin has two sides. You cannot just simply claim that a particular thing is poisonous, particular thing is dangerous, or particular thing has all the pros present in it. It might not be the case. Fine, everything has some effects and side effects followed by them depending upon the dosage, as it is commonly said in toxicology that everything is a poison. But depending upon the dose, even a poison can be used as a medicine, and a medicine can become a poison depending upon the administered dose. The powdered form of the root is used as an emetic, and milky juice can also be used as all these things are mentioned to cure the chronic condition, the vesicant, the depilatory, and stuffs like that. It may lead to poisoning, but it can also be very useful in different aspects. Juice can be orally taken. It can be used as an abortifacient by applying it in the abortion stick. But even we have studied about this abortion stick when we were reading about Semicarpus anacardium. It is also used for the same purpose. And then mixing of this milk can be used to cause infanticide, killing of infants, can be used for causing homicide and suicide as well, though it is not very common suicidal or homicidal poison. But as Calotropis plant is quite easy to get, so it can be used for the purpose of causing voluntarily death, or can be used for killing of infants as well. Sometimes it is used to produce artificial bruises in case of this false dowry, or in order to people want to take some revenge. They often put false allegation on their enemies. So these are the cases where these juices can be used to produce false bruises. As I've already told you, they produce some kind of redness and blister that often resemble the bruises. So it is not that easy for normal person to differentiate between an actual bruise and the falsified bruise. So it can be used for producing bruises, right? And it can also be used as an arrow poison. Why? For killing of animal. This juice is applied in the arrow, and this arrow is simply shot on the animal. Then it may ultimately lead to the death of the animal. Why? Because of the congestion of the organs. That is most common reason of the death that is caused by this poison. So this is it for the day. Next lecture we will discuss about the ergots. Till then, do subscribe our channel, and thank you so much.